जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनावल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनावल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जयो हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमय। जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। ये हरिनाम संकीर्तन की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 11. Jadabharata instructs King Rahugana. Text number 11. द्रव्यस्वभावस्य कर्मकालैर् एकादशमी मनसो विकारः सहस्रशः शतशः कोटिशश्च क्षेत्रज्ञतो नामितो न स्वतः स्युः। द्रव्यस्वभावस्य कर्मकालैर् एतादशी मनसो विकारः सहस्रशः शतशः कोटिशश्च क्षेत्रज्ञतो नामितो न स्वतः स्युः। द्रव्यस्वभावस्य कर्मकाले एकादशामी मनसो विकारः सहस्रशः शतशः कोटिशश्च क्षेत्रज्ञतो नामितो न स्वतः स्युः। स्वभावाशयकर्मकाल सहस्रशः शतशः कोटिशश्च यत्र ज्ञतो नामितो न स्वतस्युः यज्ञस्वभावाशयकर्मकाल सहस्रश यत्र ज्ञतो नामितो न स्वतस्युः Matais ध्रयस्वभावस्य कर्मकाले एकादशामी मनसो विकार शतस्रशः शतशः कोटिशश्च क्षेत्रज्ञो नामितो न स्वतस्युः. What word meaning? Dravyah by the physical objects, Swabhava by nature as the cause of development, Asya by culture, Karma by predestined resultant actions, Kalaihi by time, Ekadashaha 11, Ami all these, Manasaha of the mind, Vikaraha transformations, Sahasrashaha in thousands, Satashaha in hundreds, Kotish Kotishaha Kotishahacha and in millions, Kshetrajna from the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Na not, Mitaha one another, Na nor, Swataha from themselves, Syu are. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The physical elements, nature, the original cause, culture, destiny, and the time elements are all material causes. Agitated by these material causes, the 11 functions transform into hundreds of functions and then into thousands and then into millions. But all these transformations do not take place automatically by mutual combination. Rather, they are under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. One should not think that all the interactions of the physical elements gross and subtle, the cause of transformation of mind and consciousness, are working independently. They are under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Krishna says that Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishto matta smritirjnanamapohanam cha. As mentioned herein, the super soul, Kshetrajna, is directing everything. The living entity is also Kshetrajna, but the supreme Kshetrajna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the witness and the order giver. Under his direction, everything takes place. The different inclinations of the living entity are created by his own nature or his expectations, and he is trained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the agency of material nature. The body, nature, and the physical elements are under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They do not function automatically. Nature is neither independent nor automatic. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is behind nature. मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरं हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते. The material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and non-moving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिनि. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमाप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्या नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते. तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. जय श्री शारदा मदन मोहन की जय. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की. श्री श्री गौनिताय की. श्रील प्रभुपाद की. Hare Krishna. Seeking blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can repeat what I hear from my superiors and spiritual master as service to all the devotees and for glorification of the Lord and for my own purification. Here in this chapter we can see Jadabharata instructions to King Rahuguna. It is almost similar to Krishna is instructing Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. The beginning he starts like that. Jadabharata also says to Rahugana, you are posing yourself like a very learned person, but you are like a fool number one. So, and the concepts also are similar to Bhagavad Gita. So here Prabhupada is writing that uh, everything is happening under the supreme direction of Lord. This is what actually Prabhupada last statement, one of the last statement Prabhupada before leaving this world. So this is what Krishna consciousness. If you understand, everything is happening by the will of the Lord, under the direction of the Lord. So, but many of the times in our conditioned state, we think things are happening accidentally or automatically, or no, without anybody's control. That's how we feel, but that is not right. So, how the universe is created also, Prabhupada always used to say, people say it is by chance. Hmm? So, nothing happens by chance. Even the chance theory also did not come by chance. you know, it also well thought about it, and it also presented. Even the chance theory also did not came by chance. So, there are two ways of understanding the universe, either by chance or either by plan. you know so what makes sense? If you see, if this happened by plan, that only makes sense. If you say it by chance, the things will not happen very organized way. Hmm? If you want to, let us take a chance and do some event, you know conduct an event. So do you think actually, can you organize Janmashtami without any plan? Without any plan, so many months together we plan, and now we set things right. Then things happen in a, then also sometimes things will not happen. If things are not planned, then things will not happen only. So it is very very foolish understanding, actually things are happening by chance. Mm. So and we always hear that Krishna is the doer. Mm. But the people who are transcendentally situated, they can actually realize this fact that Krishna is the doer. And we see in the Jaladuta prayers, Krishna, Prabhupada prays that, uh, Krishna, why you have brought me here into this horrible place? Maybe you have some work here. And that's what Prabhupada starts actually that way. That means Prabhupada is not thinking, I am going, but Krishna is bringing me to this place. Hmm? So that is very amazing actually. It is like we also call somebody here. We have some work, electrician worker, plumbing worker, somebody plumber comes here, you know, because we have some work here to things set it right, you know. So similarly, Prabhupada also praying to Krishna that actually you have brought me to this place, that means you have some work here, and that's why you have brought me here. So this we can see in the lives of great souls how they are perfectly Krishna conscious. Behind everything, they are able to see the hand of Krishna. And and in one more place, Prabhupada thanks Krishna. Uh, Prabhupada says, Krishna, thank you very much. You have given the intelligence to Sumati Murarji to give me the ticket. Even though Sumati Murarji gave the ticket on Jaladuta, but Prabhupada is thanking Krishna because you gave the intelligence to her to give the ticket, she gave the ticket. So, in that way, a person who is perfectly Krishna conscious is able to see the hand of Krishna behind every activity, every event. Sometimes people are under external energy, but the external energy is also is the energy of Krishna. In that way, a person who is perfectly in Krishna conscious, he sees the hand of Krishna even in the activities people are doing externally. Like we see in the you know in the Ramayana also that Vibhishana is under the you know kingdom in the presence of Ravana. but he is not able to transform him. He is thinking whether to leave this person or be with this person and continue my efforts to instruct him, guide him. But one point of time, Ravana only kicked him out. Yeah? Then he understood actually it's what desire of the Lord. He pushed me away from this place. That is means it is the desire of the Lord actually. Krishna is helping me in this way to get rid of this person. So in that way, a person who is perfectly situated in internal energy, even though somebody is in the external energy also, but he cannot harm him. He is also helping him to become more and more Krishna conscious. The same we see in the Mahabharata also. Vidura is serving under Dhritarashtra. He is also not able to change him. But he is also thinking actually, should I continue serving him or should I leave? you know. But there is some hope will be there always. you know. Ek din aayega. One day he will change. So, but one fine time that Duryodhana scolded him and sent him out of the kingdom. Then he also realized maybe this is the desire of the Lord. Ultimately, he wanted me to quit. So, in that way, a person who is perfectly Krishna conscious, not only in the auspicious times, even in the inauspicious times also, he can able to see the hand of God in everything. So, in that we always thank Krishna. That that Prabhupada gives this example in one of the books. Sometimes in the some countries we see that people are going to the church and they ask God, "Oh God, give us daily bread." And that communist countries, some people are there. They stand in front of the church with a truckload of bread, and they ask the people who are coming out of the church. So you prayed to Lord to give us the bread. Did Lord provided the bread? No. So you ask us. Then they ask, my dear communist brothers, please give us bread. Because they already brought truckload, they immediately supply the bread. So then say, who is God? He is our we. Because we are providing. You know. Then you forget about him and uh, accept us as God. Like that, they converted many people into atheists actually. So Prabhupada says, if somebody is intelligent, actually they will say, because we prayed here, God supplied from here. You know? We went and offered prayers there and God is supplying here. Understand? So if somebody is really intelligent, he thinks actually you are providing the bread, but who provided the ingredients? Are you making the ingredients? No, you are not making any ingredients, right? That wheat and the water flour is there. That is Lord is providing. So in that way, a person who is perfectly Krishna conscious actually, he will not be bewildered actually. So in that way, a person who knows actually nothing happens independent of Krishna. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. So in this world, the material nature is working under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes Krishna arranges things directly, sometimes Krishna arranges things indirectly. So, there is a story comes actually, there is an old lady who is a great devotee of Krishna, always thanking Krishna and uh, glorifying Krishna's mercy. So, there used to be one young boy who is very, very, Nastic. He is a atheistic fellow. And he is always feels very disgusted with this old lady. Why she is always about Krishna, Krishna and everything. And she is living in very simple poverty condition, but very happy she is. One day he wanted to, you know, confuse her or tease her in one sense. So he brings lot of ingredients and he keeps in the doorstep of the old lady. And as soon as the old lady comes out of the home, she sees so many things are there, which is sufficient for months together. That many ingredients of the home. And she immediately starts praying to Krishna. Oh Krishna, you supplied so many things, And like that. So that fellow is hiding behind and he comes in front and he starts saying, "Oh, old lady, it's not Krishna provided, it is me who provided. Don't glorify God, glorify me." And she says, "Oh, Krishna, you are so great. Not only you provided all these things and you made the bill to be paid by one non devotee, one who is atheistic fellow, you made the bill paid by him. Oh, you are so wonderful, Krishna." Uh, so, in that way, a person who is perfectly Krishna conscious, he is never gets confused actually by what things are happening. Hmm. So ultimately, here you see that from Krishna comes knowledge, forgetfulness, and remembrance also. So, is there anything more than this in this world to be under control? If you can control somebody's knowledge, somebody's remembrance, and forgetfulness, that means he is completely under your control. Hmm. Right? You can make him forget anytime whatever you want. You can make him remember anything whatever you want. You can provide new idea also from nowhere. Till now he has no idea about it and he gets the idea. So all these things are coming from Krishna. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So in that way, what is there in this world other than being coming from Krishna? Hmm? That's what we see. So many scientific researches people do. They do so much efforts. They break their heads, but the results don't come. And all of a sudden, sometime they get the result. Hmm? And it is told 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. You perspire, you know. And finally, when Krishna, gives that intelligence and idea from within, then he gets it. And finally, he gets the Nobel Prize or whatever, and he bags it. But who is giving that intelligence ultimately? That is God is providing. If God don't want to give, he will never get it actually. Hmm? So, in that way, there are so many things are there in the scientific community also that people are trying, and they are not getting. But one fine time, somehow, some flash, it got, and it revealed and it made some discovery. And it said in those days there is a person who is trying to make a stitching machine. Now you have the stitching machine is there, na? It stitches the clothes. He made everything, but he didn't understood actually how to fix the needle. Generally, that what we use by manually, the needle have the hole in the end, you know, and you put the thread into that and you stitch. But if you have to fix the needle to the machine, the hole goes into the machine. Then where do you put the thread? He's not able to understand only how to make it. So he's thinking for days together. So one day, while he was sleeping, he got a dream that he was stuck in a forest and surrounded by so many tribals. And they are about to attack him and kill him. And they have so many weapons like sword and spear and everything. But everything he saw, every weapon has a hole in the beginning, you know. And they are about to kill him and he's about to die and he woke up. And then he understood there should be hole in the beginning. No. So in that way, he made the stitching machine. Now we know actually everything. So it is not so much a big wonder now actually. But in the beginning, he didn't understood actually how to do it. So like that, so many discoveries happened in this world actually by the inspiration of the Lord actually, because he is perspiring so much, you know. And finally, God gave him the result actually. That we hear that some fellow made a bulb, no, Edison or somebody, and he attempted so many ways. Finally, after 1,000 attempts or something, he got it. If Krishna wanted, he can postpone to 10,000 attempts also and 1 lakh attempts also, right? So it can be. So in that way, ultimately, it is behind everything that Krishna's. presence is always there. Otherwise, it can never happen. Here, Prabhupada writing that we have different inclinations are there in this world, and based on the inclinations, we want to become something. And for that, there should be an arrangement. Just like people want to become doctor, engineer, lawyer, chartered accountant. These are the inclinations they have. So they want to become. So the desire is there. For the desire, some facility is provided. Okay, if you want to become a doctor, there is a college. If you want to become lawyer, there is a college. So in that way, he is trained in that way, and not only trained in a academic sense, and literally also their training is given in hospital or in accounts office or something. So in that way, finally he was placed in that position as a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or whatever. So in that way, that is all made actually, and nobody can say I became doctor, I became lawyer. No, that is all background work is so much is done. Similarly, living India has different inclinations in terms of sense gratification. And no, in that way, their inclination matches with some pig or dog or camel or tiger, and all these things are tree. You know, and in that way, the material nature also provides a facility. uh, he was put in a different bodies, and they are trained also. We cannot just become, we cannot just become doctor or lawyer directly. And that training is given. In that way, material nature also trains, keeping him in different bodies, in the another planet, and they are again sent into this material world in these different bodies actually. So and this is the system it works actually. And sometimes people say, no, no, actually I who want to become pig or dog or something, like that people say. No, why people say like that? Because the suffering which are that part, when you see that, no, Prabhu, who want to become the pig, who want to become the camel or dog? No, actually you don't want it to become that, but you wanted that enjoyment. Understand? So in sense actually, it is expected. Generally, when you are going in a train or something, people say water bottle, coffee, cool drink or something, and what they say, you want it? They ask actually. Okay, then you say I want it. That means what the expected is that, you are going to pay the price. That is not told actually. This is 100 rupees, this is 50 rupees. It's not told. It is, what is told is, you want it. You are saying that I want it. That means what? I am ready to pay the price also. That is not is need to be told also, that you have to pay this much price, right? That is not, no need to mention that actually. So in the same way, a person who is want to take a Mercedes Benz car, then if you tell that, both paisa hota hai, and it requires lot of maintenance, I know all these things. Understand? I know all these things, then only I desire, right? So that is not, no need to mention that all those things actually are to be. He's happy about it. He's okay with that. He's okay with the maintenance and whatever, and he's okay for that. Similarly, person who wanted to fulfill his, material sense gratification, it is a, untold package actually. you know he will become pig or dog or camel or whatever it is, and the consequent suffering is also is there, along with the so called enjoyment. The suffering he also has to undergo. So but people say, um, I don't want. Why? Because sometimes the suffering is too much. Without knowing, I wanted a Mercedes Benz car. you know Arey Baba, bahut महंगा पड़ रहा है. I thought it will be enjoyable, but it is very costly. Afterwards, you realize it, but you wanted it and you went into it also. So similarly, the conditioned soul, without knowledge, actually tried to enter into some zones of enjoyment. Afterwards, it costs a lot. So in that way, uh, based on our desires, actually, our body gets formed. So now this Ganesh ji things are happening outside. Next, Durga Devika comes. So the deities are made. How they are made? By putting some plaster of Paris and everything. Before that, some grass kind of things are put and given a shape, and afterwards that that POP is put and painting is done and it is given a beautiful shape. So similarly, that now people desire Ganesh ji, so Ganesh ji's form is made. Afterwards, people want Durga Devi and Durga Devi's form is made. So based on the desire, that formation changes. So similarly, our subtle body also forms actually based on the desires, what we desire. In that way, subtle body is formed. So on that again, the gross body is formed. So and the time comes when it is completely made ready, and that is released in the market for the sale. So in that way, our desires are actually very uh, subtle, and based on our desire, we develop different kinds of the forms also. So so what is the expected thing is that, so we should learn to develop right kinds of desires. So right kinds of desires lead to right kinds of subtle body and gross body. So based on the scriptures and what we hear from the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, so we should learn to transform our desires. So that is a whole process. So here we are combination of, here it is so much told about the mind in these chapters from beginning, if you see. So mind is the everything. So like we have this system in this body, the soul, gross body and subtle body. The soul interact with this world through this subtle body and gross body. Just like we use our computers, you know, we use a Zoom network or something to interact with somebody on the other side using a software and hardware. Understand? So similarly, we use this gross body and subtle body, used by the spirit soul to interact with this other world. Hmm. So when some problem happens in the software or hardware, then even the user is also a right person, but he cannot use it. So similarly, the problem is actually here with the uh, the software problem. So many of the times what happens actually, regularly use something, uh, regularly use for the same thing, without your knowing only, those things automatically pop up. It is always you are typing Indian Railways, you know. So as soon as you put I, Indian Railways, it shows actually. But now my I is Iskcon desire tree, you know. But I regularly used Indian Railways, you know. So immediately that site starts coming. So like that, our mind is so much programmed since so many previous choices and everything, and that's what we become conditioned. And now, by the process of Krishna consciousness, we have to recondition ourselves to the new desires. And in that way, our gross body and subtle body changes. In the computer, again and again, you have to consciously put ISKCON desire tree. Then afterwards, again, when you put I, then it shows ISKCON desire tree. Otherwise, if you put I again, Indian Railways only comes. So here it is told actually, if you see that we are the spiritual beings having material experience, having human experience. So ultimately, there are two kinds of lives. One is material life and one is spiritual life. So material life means we end up becoming a matter. As you lead a material life, we end up becoming like a matter. Like matter means it has no life only, it has no feelings, it has no response. So as a person is leading material life means he ends up becoming like a dead matter. Mm. But a person who is living a spiritual life, he becomes more and more spiritual. So the spiritual means spirit has no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. So it completely becomes transcendental to this world. So everybody want to be like that only. But if you want to be like that, you should learn to live a spiritual life. Hmm? So what makes material life is satisfying our senses and enjoying our life, living our life only for our own sense gratification. That's what makes a people more and more matter, and it completely makes a person hard-hearted also. That's what we see now. Why people are becoming more and more hard-hearted? It is because they are living only for the sake of sense gratification. They have no feelings for anybody who is near and dear ones also, and what to speak of far away people. So, as a person who is trying to become happy by giving happiness to Guru and Krishna, then he revives his original position. He revives his original consciousness, that is Krishna consciousness. So, in that way, here Krishna can help actually by uh, reciprocating with our desires. So Prabhupada says, as you want to become Krishna conscious, Krishna can help you to remember him more and more. If you want to forget Krishna, Krishna will help you to forget him life after life after life also. So in that way, it is everything is based upon our desire and God's sanction. So sometimes we say God is responsible. you know, of course God is responsible, but because we desire, we are responsible. Because God sanctioned, He is responsible. But ultimately, God sanctioned based on our desire only. So ultimately, we are only responsible. So Krishna is a doer, but why he does these things? Because we desired it. So even though here it is told, actually, finally everything is happening under the direction of God. God is the sanctioner and everything. But still, we cannot blame God because you did it. No, God did it because we desired it actually. Hmm? So, in that way, our whole process of training is to become Krishna conscious means actually we have to make our desires hmm, based on the desires of Guru and Krishna. Then our desires will give us the ultimate happiness. So, here this Jadabharata is instructed by Rahugana in very, very deep philosophical uh, terms, and he is indicating actually, but he perfectly Krishna conscious person can see actually because he desired it, God sanctioned it. In that way, God is doing everything. Hmm. So, we'll end here for today's discussion. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
any item. So if they want money for his own self, that is called sense gratification. If someone is giving money or some helping to the Guru and Krishna, then he is like a devotee. He is coming near to the Lord. Told this point. So my question on this point is this: uh, what observe actually? So like whenever we selfish means whenever we bring to my family, there is a reciprocation will happening. Bring to my family, there is a reciprocation will happening. When I giving to the temple, temple not reciprocating with me. So with that desire, they find out there is no meaning to giving to the temple. So how to understand this?
Okay.